Hey y'all, and good morning. Well, today I am getting ready to go on a trip to Michigan, and I'm very excited, and I can't wait for you to join me on this trip. But before we leave to go on the trip, I have a lot of things around here that I need to get done. So do you guys do that before you go on a trip? You just like want to get everything done before you leave so that you come back to beautiful house, clean house, nice gardens. Well, that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I thought it might be fun to take you along on this little journey with me as I'm getting everything ready to leave to our trip. All right, guys, let's get started. So as all of you know, we were hit by Tropical Storm Debbie pretty hard. And so we have a lot of great losses with our garden. So I've actually just been kind of letting the garden sit because I've been working on our kitchen remodel. And I kind of just wanted to give it a little time to rebound and a little time for my heart to heal after watching all of my plants drowned. So what I want to do today is go through here and clean up these Supertunia Vista bubblegums. So I'm going to put a picture on the screen, but this is what our Supertunia Vista bubblegums looked like last year, and this is what they look like this year. And this is just because we had such tremendous rain from Tropical Storm Debbie. And as you can see, like this one down here has completely died. And this is where we have the water problem. That's why we did the hibiscus over here. So I want to get this bed tidied up. It's on our first list on the agenda. It's a gorgeous day today. Right now it is about 70 degrees, so it feels wonderful. So we'll get started here on this front flower bed and see how far we can get. All right, let's get started, guys. Okay, guys, so as much as I hate to do this, we're going to have to pull up these bubble gums. I may leave one or two, the ones that look the best, just for the pollinators, but the ones that are dead or on their way out, we're just going to have to cut our losses. This was truly so hard for me to do. So when Tropical Storm Debbie came through, she laid down hard in that area, and we got rain for about 10 days. Our yard was covered in water for about 3 weeks. Our backyard literally looked like a lake. I would go outside and just be sick to my stomach watching all my beautiful plants just drowned in all the water. So I waited about 3 weeks just to kind of let my heart heal and to see if these plants could rebound, but they didn't. So I decided to go ahead and just cut our losses and pull them up. And you can see they were big, beautiful plants, but they just could not withstand all of the rain that was put upon them. So we just have to look forward to those new plants that we'll be planting, and then hopefully next year we can have a big, beautiful display of our Supertunia Vista bubblegums because they are truly my favorite. Okay, so they're all up. You can definitely see the weeds. So I did give these a chance to rebound, guys. I gave them about 2 weeks, and I fertilized them. And I'm going to leave this one here because it looks pretty good. And I'm going to leave this one here. You can see it was on the higher ground, so not as wet and not as affected. But good news, this is our catmint, and this is the pink one that we planted. And I'll link that video in the description down below, but look how pretty. It's blooming. So we cut these back, and then this is their second flush of blooms, and this is a pink one. So I'm excited about this one. But it is very sad because our catmint over here is not doing well at all because of all the water. But what I'm going to try to do is to cut it back and see if it will rebound, and we'll see what it does. But this is just what happens when you have too much rain. All right, so let's get started on these. Okay, guys, so I had to move y'all into the shade because it is starting to warm up a little bit out here. The temperature still feels really nice. It's just the sun is coming out. Looks like swamp grass. It's still just so wet. So definitely we need to work on amending the soil. So I am just going to cut this Nepeta back. We had already cut them back once this year. Then we got all the rain. So they kind of had a second flush, but it's very short-lived. If y'all have ever had this happen to your catmint, will you let me know what you did and if it worked? Okay. Maybe just that little bit of pruning will kind of activate it, jumpstart it. Okay, looks kind of sad, but we'll see what happens. Let me tell you a little bit about where I am going to be going. So one of my flower friends, Deborah, she reached out to me a couple of months ago and said that she saw an event that was hosted by proven winners and wanted to know if I would want to go. And so I checked into it and I was like, yes, I would definitely love to go. And this was before we were like really good friends. So she had bought tickets for Friday and I had bought tickets for Thursday. And we just said we would probably meet like the night before. So as we go along and the months go along, we all become like really good flower friends. And I got to be really good friends with my friend Kim. And so I asked her if she would like to go. And so we decided to all go on Thursday and meet up together. So it is in Carlton, Michigan, and it is at 4-Star Greenhouses, and they do the Proven Winners Direct. So it is a one-day event from 10 to 3, and they let us tour the gardens and the let us see all the new updates for 2025 and then see their distribution and their greenhouses. So I'm really excited about going. I'm really excited about being with my friends this week as well. So Kim lives in Charlotte, so our plans are for me to fly out of Jacksonville, North Carolina, and I will meet her in Charlotte, and then we will fly over to Michigan together. And there in Michigan, we're going to meet Deborah and get a rental car, and then we're going to stay the night right just about 15 minutes from where the greenhouses are. So that is our plans. And then after we do the signature event on Thursday, then Friday we're planning on touring either some gardens or another garden center. We still don't have our plans 100% ironed out, but it'll just be fun to be with each other and to be around people who love flowers as much as I do. So out of the three of us, I am the newest gardener and the newest one to YouTube. So I am learning so much from these ladies, and they are just a wealth of information, and they are so sweet. So if you ever want to get some inspiration from other garden friends, I definitely would recommend checking out Kim with Backyard Blooms with Kim and Deborah with Inspiring Garden Corner. Deborah gardens in Atlanta, and then Kim is in Charlotte. So I just got a call from my cabinet guy. He's going to help us to install the pantry doors on the pantry that they made because we're using the old doors, but we have the new pantry frame. So he's coming over. But I wanted to show you guys before I went back inside what we've got done so far. Okay, so for now, I'm going to leave this bubble gum and I'm going to leave this bubble gum. And I'm going to fertilize them and see what they do. And then behind there, we got the Cat's Pajamas Nepeta. We got that all cut back. But like this one right here, that one does not look good at all. So we'll see what happens with these. I'm so sad because all my butterflies are looking for their Supertunia Vista bubblegums. These are the yellow sulfur butterflies. And we had so many of them last year. They love the bubblegum. So that's why I'm leaving these for you guys, even though they don't look good. there you go. There's a little treat for you. But we got all of these cut back, and we'll give them a good dose of fertilizer. But for a few minutes, we're going to go run inside and get this pantry door put back on. I wanted to take you guys inside and show you what the guys were doing. So this is our new pantry, but we used our existing doors on it. So I forgot to ask them when they came to put this in if they could drill the holes for our hinges. And so I didn't know exactly where to put them. And these cabinet doors are heavy. And even the guy said that they were, he said these are heavy duty. So they were hard for me to do by myself. And so they came back over and hung them up really quickly for me. And then we have this beautiful hardware. So I just got this off Amazon. And another person on Instagram, she had used these on her cabinets, and she's had them for like 2 years now. And she said they have held up really, really good. So I can put a link in the description down below, but they are pretty heavy. I mean, they're nice, substantial hinges, and they come with 2 different screws. So this is the shorter one for your doors, and then it has the longer one, which I'm putting in here, and those are for your drawers. So these are really pretty. So let me get these put on, and I'll show you guys what they look like. So what I like to do is to kind of barely tighten it on each side, and then I'll go ahead and tighten them up all the way. And so that way we can make sure that they're even. I found that if you tighten one side all the way down and then try to do the other side all the way down, that it's hard to get the other one to line up. So that's what I'm doing here. So I did have to drill another hole on the bottom. I used the existing hole from the top where there was a pull, but then I added the other one down onto the bottom. Look how pretty! Do you approve? Okay guys, so I am back outside. I went ahead and ate a little bit of lunch while I was inside, and we're going to tackle this side of the flower bed now. It is not much to do over here, but I definitely want to get the little bird bath cleaned out because it's gotten kind of yucky. And then we'll finish doing all the weeding and get this little area buttoned up before I head off on my trip. So we got our bird bath all clean. Now I think I want to come in here and clean out the little spent blooms on our little roses here. So let me go and get everything ready for that. Okay, that was super quick. So I think the deer are heading back in here again. I noticed that this pole was kind of leaning over a little bit, and it looked like the tops of these, a lot of these had already been kind of munched on. So I need to reinforce our little deer fence a little bit better. They're probably coming in right in here is what I'm thinking, that little gap right there, because there's a string there and a string there. So I think they're sticking their little heads in there. So I'm going to get these fertilized really quickly, and then we've just got a couple little weeds that we need to clean out in this area. And the butterflies are having a great time today. That always makes me so happy. So I am just going to mix up some of the Proven Winners water-soluble fertilizer. That's kind of a tongue twister for me, but this is a 2-gallon container that I have here. So I'll use the 2 spoonfuls in this container, and then just make sure everything gets a good dose of fertilizer. And I have been doing that once a week, except for when we have the 10 days of rain. But it seems to be doing good, and my flowers are all responding very well to it. I think it helps because it has the iron in it, and in my area it does seem to plants get chlorosis pretty easily. So that extra iron is definitely very helpful to keep your plants nice and green. Even though watering plants is not the most glamorous part of gardening, it is so relaxing. You get to put your eyes on each plant, see how it's doing, see what it's loving, see what it's not loving, and it just gives you time to breathe and relax. You just hear the sounds of the nature all around you, feel the warm sun on your face, and know that you're giving back to your plants something wonderful. And in turn, your plants give back something wonderful to all the little pollinators and also to you. So you have something beautiful to look at and to enjoy. Okay, so we just have this other side to go, getting everything fertilized over here. I went ahead and fertilized the cat's pajamas nepeta, and then also gave a little bit of fertilizer to the hydrangeas. I know it's a little late in the season, but they needed it. Okay, so one of the last things I want to do is to get this geranium deadheaded. So this is the one that I overwintered last year, and I started noticing it does have a crack in the trunk, and so I think that's why it's not doing as well. But it's actually putting out new growth from the trunk. So I think because of all the rain and the wind that we had, it caused it to split. So I don't know how much longer we will have this one, but we will clean it up until that time comes. So I always just like to cut back the spent balloons all the way back to where they start on the trunk. Some people, you'll see, they'll just go in there and they'll just kind of flip it like that, but you want to go all the way back to that little junction there. Okay, y'all, so we got everything done in our front bed garden. So let me show you what everything looks like now. Okay, so everything has been fertilized. Now I'm seeing this weed popping up. I'll have to grab that really quick. I do want to come in here and work on the hydrangeas a little bit more, but we will save that for another day. So everything's been fertilized. We got the Supertunia Vista bubblegums pulled up that were completely dead. We left these 2 because I'm just a sucker for the pollinators, and I just could not get rid of them yet because I love them so much. We got our cat's pajamas nepeta cut back. You can barely even see it. And then we got it all fertilized. Our Limelight Hydrangeas and our pink muley grass are doing so beautifully. So the pink muley grass is finally getting its little blush of pink on it. And as you can see, the Limelight Hydrangeas have not skipped a beat. They are doing so good, as well as our Starry Night Hibiscus. They are doing so good. They love this little watery spot, and they have just been blooming their heads off. I think this is like their third flush of blooms so far. And this is what they look like when the little petals fall out. It's pretty neat. And then these have like little seed pods, so I've been collecting these just to see if I can kind of grow some. I don't know, we'll see what happens. So this bed is looking much better. I do want to come in here and put some amendments, and we're actually going to go ahead and put some mulch in here because the pine straw is just not holding up to the amount of sun and heat that we get through here. So I think everything is looking good. Our little baskets up there are doing well. Nice and pretty and green. Our arborvitaes are doing good. And this is the geranium that we got deadheaded. But I wanted to show you guys close up. See how the trunk split on it? I think because we had so much water. So I'm not sure how long this one's gonna last. It looking pretty bad. And then if we go over here, all of these have been fertilized. And we got the weeds out. Butterflies are loving it. And we got everything fertilized. Got our little miniature lavender roses. We got those trimmed back. And let me show you guys close up. So these little lights are to help with the deer. I don't know how much they help or not, but they do seem like they've been moved sometimes, so maybe they do help. But this is what they look like. Look how pretty they are. And when they flush out, this whole little area will just be lavender. I got all of our alliums fertilized, and our little baby blue spruce is doing good. And I see a weed right in front of it. So I need to go back and get that. So funny how you think you've gotten everything out and then you find more weeds as you go along. So everything is looking good and buttoned all up. I'm gonna come over here to the shade for a minute because it's getting warm out there, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you a little inspiration if you were hit by the tropical storms like we were, that not to give up hope, that sometimes we just kind of have to keep pressing on and cut our losses and just be excited for this next season of our garden. And so that's what I've had to tell myself. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a chance to get in your garden today. Thanks for gardening with me. Bye, friends.